Hello children, a warm welcome to you all to this new session of this online classes which are held by Samagra Shiksha Andhra Pradesh. I am Praveena, your English teacher working at Nandipadu KGBV Nellore district. In our previous sessions, we have learned the 9th standard unit 2 English lessons. In this unit, in the second unit of your English textbook, the unit is themed as sports and games, as you know before. And we have learned reading A, True Heights, which you all have enjoyed in your previous session. Today I am going to start reading B, What is a player? What is a player? The theme of this poem is sports and games. This poem was written by Jessica Taylor. Let us see a few lines about the author children. Jessica Taylor. Jessica Taylor was born in Louisiana. She is a young poetess. She has developed her love for music and poetry at an early age. Most of her poems have focused on emotional issues with an emotional touch. Loneliness, I miss you, I hate, and I am worried are some of her popular poems. And let us see to this poem, children. This poem was written by Jessica Taylor. In this poem, the poetess gives the definition of a true player here. This poem also shows that the poetess loves sports, especially basketball. This poem gives an insight about the desirable traits or qualities in a person who plays any game. This poem contains lot of imagery in it. And this poem also can be connected to the reading aid, children. We can see how a player played a war and won, and we had seen how he had achieved his goals, right? Okay. In this present poem, the title of the poem is a question itself, and the poem itself is the answer to for it. The poetess lists out the qualities of a true player here, children. The poem What is a Player is written by Jessica Taylor, and the definition of what is a true player is given by a girl. She's a little girl, a teenage girl. She talks about herself that how she always tries her best and never gives up. And I've observed an example of train, which is a player, children, here, because she repeats it in almost every line. And this poem contains a lot of imagery in it, as I said you before. And let me read the poem to you all, children. And the poem's title is What is a Player? I hope you all know, you all love to play, right? Because being kids, being in childhood, everyone likes to play, right? and I hope you too love to play sports and games. And here Jessica Taylor, the poetess, says that how the game has to play or how the sports has to be played. And let us get into the poem, children. First, I wanted to read the poem to you all. Okay, and let's start the poem, children. A player is one who doesn't give up at the sight of defeat, but learns from their mistakes and puts them beneath. A player is one who doesn't give up at the sound of the buzzer, always giving what they have from one side of the court to the other. A player is one who doesn't whine about their playtime because a player knows it's an unacceptable crime. A player is one who practices game speed, always keeping in mind that their shots are not guaranteed. A player is one who doesn't settle for anything less, even knowing that they are not the best. They will be the ones you see outside practicing, day or night, rain or shine. They are the ones running on hurt ankles, admitting they are fine. A player is one who has a strong, sensible mind, never pondering about failing, only contemplating prevailing. A player is one who doesn't chicken out, who wants to be in the game when everything counts. Now that is a true player. And let me read it to you all once again, children. A player is one who doesn't give up at the sight of defeat, but learns from the mistakes and puts them beneath. A player is one who doesn't give up at the sound of the buzzer, always giving what they have from one side of the court to the other. A player is one who doesn't whine about their playtime because a player knows it's an unacceptable crime. A player is one who practices game speed, always keeping in mind that their shots are not guaranteed. A player is one who doesn't settle for anything less, even knowing that they are not the best. They will be the ones you see outside practicing, day or night, rain or shine. They are the ones running on hurt ankles, admitting they are fine. A player is one who has a strong, sensible mind, never pondering about failing, only contemplating prevailing. A player is one who doesn't chicken out, who wants to be in the game when everything counts. Now that is a true player. And let us see the summary of this poem, children. The poem, What is a Player?, gives the reader an insight about the desirable traits in a person who plays any game. According to the poem, a player must not worry about winning or losing a game. He or she must instead focus on giving his or her best performance throughout the game. Okay, the poem, what is a player, gives the reader an insight about the desirable traits in a person who plays any game here. According to the poem, a player must not worry about winning or losing a game. He or she must instead focus on giving his or her best performance throughout the game and remain strong-minded throughout the game. He or she should keep in mind it is the participation that matters most than the result of the game. The participation that matters most than the result of the game. The participation must be perfect. They shouldn't give up. They have to give whatever they have, whatever the power they have to give it, but not give up in the play. Okay, and hone up his or her skills and practice to the best his or her ability, irrespective of the climate. And if he is she wounded, although they are wounded, they have to continue playing without quitting, even if she knows that the chances of winning are less. The player must use this as a way to analyze his or her mistakes and learn from them. Okay, what the player has to do here, he has to learn from the mistakes whatever he has done in the player's past games. Okay, according to the poetess, a true player shouldn't give up and the sight of defeat. According to the poetess, a true player shouldn't give up at the sight of defeat. He should learn from his past mistakes and correct himself. What he should do? He has to learn from his past mistakes and correct himself and also forget them. He has to forget the mistakes. Although he is remembering what he has to do, while remembering, he has to think that he shouldn't do the mistake which he had done in his previous games. A true player should not give up at the sound of the buzzer. Although the buzzer sounds, the player shouldn't give up. He has to complete with all efforts. And the player should not complain about the playtime, as the player knows that it is an unacceptable crime. He should always give what he has from one side of the court to the other. The best thing he has to do is the power which he has within him has to be produced, has to be shown in the game. And although he knows he is not the best, he should not settle for anything less than winning. Only he has to focus on winning and nothing else. He should practice regularly. Either it is raining or it is there is a fog, there is a mist, or there is a sunshine. whatever it may be, he shouldn't give up while he is practicing. He should go on practicing. That is the best quality, first quality of a good player. Although the climate is worst, he has to complete his practice, because as we know, a proverb, practice makes a man perfect. So whatever, however the climate is, he shouldn't bother about any those things. What he has to do is, he has to just go on his workouts or practice playing. They have to practice under any circumstances here. That is in a day or night. Either it is a day or either it is night. Either it is raining or it is sunlight. He should always keep in mind that his shots are not guaranteed, and he has to keep in the mind, he has to remember this particular thing whenever he is playing, that his shots are not guaranteed, but he has to give the best thing out of it. He should remember that success and failure are common. What he has to remember first, the player has to remember that success and failure are both are common in games and sports. Every game has its certain speed, so he should practice accordingly. Accordingly means he has to practice his playing, or he has to practice his game or sports according to the timing which is going to be given in the games. He should not complain about the playtime. What he has to do, he shouldn't complain about the playtime, as every player, first of all, they know the timing which is to be given in the game. So he shouldn't complain about the time. He should be ready to play at any time and any conditions. Okay? The player has to be ready to play in any conditions. Although he is hurted, although he had wounds, although he is in a critical condition, when he has to play, he should do, and he has to give the best performance in that game. A true player does this. Okay? So he should not complain about the play time. He should be ready to play at any time and any conditions. Though he practices vigorously and gets hurt too, he should admit that he is fine. Although he is hurt, he has to admit himself as he is fine. He shouldn't show it as a cause. Because of this wound, I had lost the game. We shouldn't speak like that. We shouldn't tell like that. However we have to give out our best. Okay, children? Not only in sports and games, children, in our lives too. Whatever we do with determination, do with dedication. Okay? When we do it in particular way, we can succeed everything. Whatever we wanted to achieve, we can achieve them. Okay? He should take the injuries lighter. Okay? He should admit that he is fine, and he should take the injuries light. Although he is wounded, he shouldn't bother about those wounds or hurts. First of all, what he has to do is, he should have a strong and sensible mind. A true player has to have a strong and sensible mind. He should not think about the failures of the past but focus only on the present game. What he has to do, he shouldn't remember the failures. He shouldn't think about the failures. We have to learn from the failures. The true player is the one who is never afraid of anything, children. A true player won't be afraid of anything. Either the opposite party is very strong, looking like a giant, or something. But a true player plays with mind. The true player is the one who is never afraid of anything. He should not be disturbed and lose confidence. A player who wants to win the game should not chicken out at any time. A player who wants to win the game should not chicken out anytime. Okay? Shouldn't blame on others, or shouldn't blame on themselves, or shouldn't blame on something, or something like situations which had occurred in that time. He had to just give his best performance. That's all. Okay, children, I hope you all have understood this point, children. And not only in sports and games, we can apply this poem in our daily life to children. Whatever we do, we have to do with determination. We have to do with dedication. Either it is studies, or either it is work, or either it is sports and games. Especially y'all are the kids of 9th standard, children, and next you'll have to go to 10th standard, right? So from now you'll have to work hard. You have to keep your minds on studies and not others. Okay, children, and I hope you'll have understood the poem What is a Player, children, which is written by Jessica Taylor. And here are some glossary words, children. Let us see to that. Give up means leave. Give up, leave. Whine, complain. Whine, complain. Here W-I-N-E and W-H-I-N-E are pronounced in a same manner, children. Whine and W-I-N-E, wine, is a drink which is prepared with grapes. Okay, here wine means W-H-I-N-E, wine means complain. Pondering is a verb. Thinking about something carefully for a period of time. Pondering means thinking about something carefully for a period of time. Contemplating, it's also verb, children. Contemplating, considering about. Contemplating means considering about. Chicken out, it's a phrasal verb. Chicken out, to decide not to do something because of fear. To decide not to do something because of fear. Let us come again, children. Let me read it to you all again. Give up means leave. Give up means it's a phrasal verb and its meaning is leave. Whine means complain. It's a verb. Whine means complain. Pondering means thinking about something carefully for a period of time. Contemplating, considering about. Chicken out, to decide not to do something because of fear. Okay, and here they have given some question and answers questions, children. Let me read it to you all. What are the qualities that a true player should have? Okay, what are the qualities that a true player should have? And you all can write your answers and send your answers on WhatsApp group or the WhatsApp groups, children, and your teachers will correct those. First one is, what are the qualities that a true player should have? Okay, and the second one is, what according to the poet is an unacceptable crime of a player? Again, I am reading it to you all, children. What according to the poet is an unacceptable crime of a player? And the third one is, which game do you like most? What are the qualities of a player stated in the poem? Which of them do you have? Okay, which game do you like the most? Here, the game which you like, you all have to mention here, and the qualities what you have to mention here. Which of them do you have? Okay, we have seen some qualities in the poem itself, children. In those, with what type of qualities do you have? You have to mention here in this answer. And the fourth one is, the poet talks about certain do's and don'ts for a true player. List out them in the following table. One is done for you. Okay. Okay, you all have to list out do's and don'ts here in this table, children. One is done here. Regular practice. We have to practice regularly, it seems. What we shouldn't do is give up at the sight of defeat. And when you read it, read the poem. Please read the poem 2 or 3 times, children, so that you all can understand and write and fill this table. Please send your notes to your class teachers, children, on your WhatsApp groups. Okay, and this will be the assignment for you, children. Please answer the following questions. Okay, children. And I hope you all have understood the poem, children, and I wanted to read the poem once again. A player is one who doesn't give up at the sight of defeat, but learns from their mistakes and put them beneath. A player is one who doesn't give up at the sound of the buzzer, always giving what they have from one side of the court to the other. A player is one who doesn't whine about their playtime, because a player knows it's an unacceptable crime. A player is one who practices game speed, always keeping in mind that their shots are not guaranteed. A player is one who doesn't settle for anything less, even knowing that they are not the best. They will be the ones you see outside practicing day or night, rain and shine. Here you can find out some rhyming words to children. In the second stanza, time, crime. Okay, time, crime. Speed, guaranteed. Okay, less, best. And rain, shine, fine. Okay, shine, fine. These are the rhyming words here, children. You all can notice that too. A player is one who has a strong, sensible mind, never pondering about failing, only contemplating prevailing. A player is one who doesn't chicken out, who wants to be in the game when everything counts. Now, that is a true player, which has been written by a young poetess named Jessica. Okay, children, thank you for listening. I hope you'll have enjoyed the poem and understood the theme of this poem, children. Theme is nothing but whatever the work you do has to be done with determination and dedication. These two, when we follow these two, children, we can achieve our goals easily. So whatever you do, the work you'll have to do with determination and dedication. Okay, thank you, children. Thank you for listening.